All right. Oh, I like it. We got Sunshine, we got Harini, we got Julie, we got Mary Beth, we got Nancy, we got Kavita in the house, we got Justin in the house. Happy New Year 2021. First workout of the year. Quick summary for most of you guys, right? We had a huge week. We had the chest, bis, tris, weight distribution, dynamic legs on Monday, abs, core. Wednesday, you have the back, you have the shoulders, you have the quads, hammies, calves, and obliques on Wednesday. Yesterday, right, we dialed that sucker way up. You had your legs, and you had your exertions, and you had your core, tons of abs and core. You had your agilities and plyometrics. You had, just a ton of work yesterday. Today, we're just going to slow it down a touch. I still always want you to work hard, especially on a good New Year's Day workout, but we're going to bring it down just a touch. But we do need to get warm, so let's get warm and loose. You've got your standing scissors. We've done this a million times. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 standing scissors to go with our squats that you have done just a couple more million times with me. 10 standing scissors. You've got your 10 regular squats. Your feet are shoulder width apart on your regular squats. And we talked about it a lot lately, right? Toes are able to wiggle. It doesn't mean I want you back on your heels, okay? 10 regular squats, your feet are shoulder width apart. When you get done, I just want to push you a tiny bit. 10 standing scissors for the second time. Standing scissors, you are elongating your posterior muscles, hamstrings, glutes, lower back, middle back, and you're using your arms and legs via your shoulders and hips. Those are mobility, right? 10 wide squats. Your feet are wider than your regular squat. And we went through that whole education series a couple weeks ago, right? Wide squats are not sumo squats. Sumo squats don't have to be wide. Sumo squats has more depth and more mobility. So remember, wide squats are not sumo squats. Sumo squats are normally elevated and loaded. After those 10 wide squats, you've got your 10 standing scissors for the third and last time. Hamstrings, glutes, back muscles, arms, legs, moving. Of course, maybe a little bit of breathing as you push the pace a tiny bit. 10 narrow squats. Your feet are narrower than your regular squats. Your feet are inside the width of your hips. Mobility on those narrow squats. Hips, knees, ankle, spine, all of those things are a little bit more mobile. Again, I'm just going to push you a tiny bit. When you get done with your narrow squats, you're on your 10 standing runners. We're going to do that 3 sets of 10 to go with all of our alternating legs that we warm up with. Round 1 is your 10 standing runners and your 10 alternating stationary reverse lunges. Now, you know I do write workouts up, but now you know why I don't write everything, because what a long sentence. Alternating stationary reverse lunges, right? It's a big thing. The front leg is loaded. The front leg is pulling you back up. The back leg is not supposed to push you back up. When you get done with the stationary reverse lunges, 10 standing runners for the second time. Breathe, focus, hips. This is a mobility exercise. There's a lot more joints moving on a standing runner compared to your standing scissor. And then you'll be on your alternating, balancing, lengthening, stiff-legged deadlifts. They are not called straight-legged deadlifts, even though it looks like my legs are straight, just a very slight knee bend. And yes, a lot of the world will say RDLs, which is a Romanian deadlift, right? And then that's the more of a powerlifting move. You do need a little bit more load so you can create power. So stiff-legged is the smoother version. 10 standing runners for the last time as you get warm and loose. And we're going to talk about the rhythm of the day here in a second, because there is 3 circuits, and each circuit has a little bit of rhythm to it. 10 standing runners, and then 10 stationary forward lunges. Breathe and focus. focus on your 10 total alternating. Step, load, the front leg is always the working leg, and you push yourself back on your stationary forward lunges, and that's a little more quads versus your hamstrings. When you get done, we're on the final part of a warm-up, and yes, for you guys, you know this very well, this is our warm-up, and you do get really warm. 10 Jack LaLannes, dynamic stretching, versus the stiff-legged deadlifts was dynamic lengthening. It might feel similar, they might feel the same, but they're technically a little mechanically different. We're gonna have a little fun today, guys. 10 Jack LaLannes, and then I just wanna push that body a little bit. We don't need to go crazy. 10 high knees, whether it's running or walking, 10 revolutions running or 10 walking reps. And remember, I said high knees. I didn't say run in place. Big difference. After your high knees, you're on your Jack LaLannes for the second time. Very big warm up. I needed your body ready to go because we have a nice, good 2 movement exercise day, which we've done before. We have 3 main 2 movement exercises that we do. There are several others. And we have components of agility, mobility, plyometric, and abs coming your way because we really haven't done that many abs. You've done a lot of core. Butt kicks, here we go. 10 butt kicks, either running revolutions or walking reps. But remember, kick your butt, please. And then you'll be on the 1 more set of Jack LaLannes. You gotta get big. You gotta get funky, and you gotta get down. It is a dynamic stretching exercise. Breathe and focus on your dynamic Jack LaLannes. And they're gonna be on your jumping jacks or walking jacks. They can be big and wide, jumping, or they can be big and wide, walking. Yes, breathe. 10 jumping jacks. And that is the end of your warm-up. All right, a big deep breath. Today we have 3 circuits, big components, kind of like yesterday, just a little less intensity, a little bit less. This first circuit, I'm going to show you the squat press. We have done squat presses many, many times. However, each circuit, round 1 is going to be mobility. You did some on your warm-up. Round 2 is going to be agility. You did some on your warm-up. Round 3 is going to be plyometrics. Okay, we haven't done those yet today. We've done them recently. Round 4 is going to be upper body motion abs. And round 5 is going to be lower body motion abs. 5 rounds, and we have 3 circuits coming your way. But all I do is I change the 2 movement exercises each circuit. So if you ever need to leave, just make sure you finish off the circuit and have a wonderful day. Squat press. You got dumbbells. You've got kettlebells, you've got barbells, you've got your gallon jugs of water, you've got your cats, your dogs, anything you want to hold, right? Squat and press. We're not doing thrusters, okay? Squat is the squat, come out of it. Press is the press. 20 total movements or 10 revolutions, and then we're going to go down in reps or revolutions depending on how you count these, okay? So there are number changes on our 2 movement exercises, squat and press. And I did reference thrusters, which I don't want. This is a thruster, right? It's a little less squatty, and you create a lot more momentum and power. And guess what? I don't want them. I want the squat and press because I want the muscles. Round 1, 20 mobility. You can choose your mobility. You can either do standing scissors again, you can do standing runners again, you can do Jack LaLannes again. 20 mobility, that is up to you. Standing scissors is an option, standing runners is an option, and so are Jack LaLannes. We need to have these each circuit because we're going to have a leg upper body combo on our 2 movement exercises, and I want to keep you warm and loose. Round 2, we're going to turn it up with agility. Round 3, you turn it up more with plyometrics. Round 4, you got abs, and round 5, you have abs. Remember, we haven't done that many abs this week, formal abs. So round 1 was 20 squat press or 10 revolutions, and you had your 20 mobility. Round 2, 16 squat press, which is 8 revolutions. And then I'll talk to you about that 20 agility coming your way. Hips. We've talked about squats and dynamic legs so many times. We've got leg presses as well, right? When you're on any dynamic leg exercise, any lunge, any squat, any leg press, your hips move a ton. They are responsible for turning on all your muscles. Your glutes should always turn on, right? I want active glutes. And then I talk about posture, right? Whether you're on a leg press or lunge, that good posture, you're looking out in front of you. Don't look down, don't look up. And then I use the word thighs. I want to remind you it's a leg exercise, not a back exercise. After your 16 squat presses, you've got 20 agility. It's either running revolutions or walking reps. You got high knees, you got butt kicks, you've got jumping jacks, you've got your taps, right? You've got mountain climbers, right? Good agility exercise. You've got ski hops. Agility is something short, sweet. So for the most part, it's going to be revolutions. I want a little bit more time on a revolution versus just doing reps. 20 agility. Remember, we're going to go through these components 3 times today. Round 3, 12 squat press or 6 revolutions. Maybe it's heavier, maybe it's not. If you can't increase the physical load, the weight you're holding, then you increase the time. Time under tension is just as important. 2.5 to 3 second reps. And of course you're doing 2 movements, right? So you can almost just say a good 5 to 6 second total movement as you do your 6 revolutions. So it really doesn't take that long. Plyometrics, jump squats, split jumps, burpees, lateral bench hops, skater hops, which I'll show you. Something bigger than an agility exercise. 20 on your plyometrics. Jump squats, a good option. Split jumps, a good option. Burpees, what a great option. And you might as well do 21, right? 2021, ha 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 ha. Right? Skater hops. You can have the plyometric load impact. It can still be labeled a plyometric even if you just have to step, right? Some might debunk that, and I disagree. That big, wide, loaded motion, whether you create power or not, is up to you. Remember, we're going to go through these again today. Round 4 is your 8 total squat presses or 4 revolutions. Hips, booty, eyes, thighs, posture, breathe. Separate the motions. The squat is the squat. The press is the press. You're not creating momentum or power. 4 revolutions. You can lay on anything for your upper body motion abs. And of course at the gym you guys have jackknife options. When I say upper body motion abs, I literally mean your lower body is not moving. Sit-ups. You can lay on the ground, you can lay on a ball, you can lay on a bench. Your legs can be straight, your knees can be bent. You can have one leg straight, you can have one leg bent. You can have your feet wide, you can have your feet narrow. Sit-ups get such a bad rap because it's the same motion. But you can change your body position, you can change your feet and your legs. 20 on your upper body motion abs. Your lower body is not moving. Whether you're laying on a ball, a stability ball, you can lay on a decline bench and do decline sit-ups. You can lay on a flat bench and have your feet on the ground. That's an elevated sit-up when your feet are below your hips. like physically below your hips. You can have legs up in the air, toe touches. Again, they get a bad rap because it's a smaller motion. Well, if you do toe touches, maximize the motion and slow it down. And the downside about this circuit is you do have to get back up one more time and do your 2 revolutions on your squat press, or the 4 total movements, last set of your squat press. 4 total individual movements, or you can count the 2 revolutions. And then you're gonna be on your hip motion abs. V-ups, what a great exercise. Reverse crunches. Slow if you choose scissors. Remember, Monday and yesterday, you guys did a lot of alternating abs core. So today I would prefer either just do the V-ups or just do reverse crunches, or you got hanging abs if you have the tools. But again, if you really need to, you can do scissors or runners, but we've already done so many of those this week. Hip motion abs, your legs are moving because of your abs. Your legs attached to your hips, your abs attached to your hips, and your hips are the conduit for things working and things moving. Notice I reference the hips a lot. More mobile hips, right? When your hips can move, which does require mobility and flexibility, a lot of really good things can happen. Take a big deep breath. When you get done, it's gonna kind of go with the rhythm of our week. I need 1 set of 25 right and 25 left obliques. You could do standing obliques, which I'll show you in a second. You can do double lateral leg lifts since you're already on the ground. You can do hip dips if you want to do hip dips. You can do side crunches. 1 set of 25 each side. You'll do, and this doesn't take that long, so please slow it down. We'll do them between each circuit and at the end of your workout. 25 right and 25 left obliques. Just do 1 slow set. When you're standing, the weight is in your left hand to use your right obliques. And of course, when the weight is in your right hand, your left obliques. If you're laying down and doing double lateral leg lifts, the up side is pulling your legs up. In fact, it's probably the most heavy oblique exercise you could do, potentially, right? Hip dips. If you're on your side and you're on your elbow and your heel, it's the only pushing oblique exercise. Your body is pushing up, right? You're using your obliques to push your body up. Laying on your back, knees to your side for your crunch is a great mobility, flexibility exercise and a decent oblique. 25 right and 25 left on your obliques. 1 set. You'll do more later on. Of course, when you get done, take a big deep breath, get some water. You can stretch for a second. Most of you are very, very, very used to this type of training and pace. The next circuit, don't go just yet. You've got your stiff-legged deadlift row. Okay, don't go just yet. Remember, I use stiff-legged as the smooth version of RDLs, so you can say RDL if you want to. Again, don't go just yet. Both hands, both legs, hips, 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 booty, 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 and then get low, stay low, row. We're gonna do the same numbers as earlier on the squat press, okay, same numbers. You're gonna do the same components. Round 1 is mobility, round 2 is agility, round 3 is plyometric, I gotcha. Round 4 is upper body ab, and round 5 is lower body ab. Are you ready? Let's go. Earlier, you did alternating stiff-leggeds. This one, I do want both hands, both legs, 20 total movements, or 10 revolutions, hips. Right, look at all that motion. My butt gets way back there. I keep that really good posture. I let my hands go down. I'm not pushing them out in front of me. They just fall. and I get low, and I stay low, and I row. I hear the question all the time, is it better for me to get lower and row? Is it better to row lower? Well, yes and no. If you can handle this position as you row, you can turn on more muscles. However, if your body can't handle that position, you're going to irritate your joints and or hurt your muscles. So the rhythm is get low, stay low, row, adjust your low. Round 1, 20 total movements, and then you have your 20 mobility. Standing scissors or standing runners or Jack LaLanne's. 20 mobility. So we got a little rhythm. We're going to turn it back up a little bit. Remember, I'm going to use that word pace now. Since you kind of know what to do, I don't want you to do it quickly. You just don't have to wait for me and don't rest. Round 1 was your 20 total movements, 10 revolutions on your stiff-legged row. You had your 20 mobility. Round 2 is 16 total movements or 8 revolutions. And then you're going to have your 20 agility. Hips. Tons of motion comes from those hips. Posture. You got to keep that posture. I'm looking out in front of me. I'm not looking up. I'm not looking down. Hips. Glutes. They turn on. Please get those glutes activated. And then you get low. You stay low. And then you row. So circuit 1, the squat press was technically a push-push, right? Circuit 2, stiff-legged row is technically a pull-pull. After your 16 stiff-legged rows or 8 revolutions, you're on your 20 agility. Again, high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks. You've got your taps. You've got your ski hops. You've got mountain climbers. When I use the word agility, you are being agile. And then what is your ability associated to it? If it's quick, simple, easy, short and sweet, it's revolutions. If it's a little harder, if it's a little bigger, if it's a little slower, it's reps. Agility. Round 3, 12 total stiff-legged rows or 6 revolutions. And then you'll do your 20 plyometrics. Plyometrics and agility are very similar. You create more power on your plyometric. You're going to have more impact on your plyometric. You're going to displace load more on a plyometric. In round 3, 12 total stiff-legged rows or 6 revolutions. Plyometrics, jump squats, split jumps, burpees, lateral bench hops, skater hops, right? Big, slow, powerful on your plyometrics. And at the gym, of course, if I let people use the tools around me, they got med ball slams, they've got sledgehammer, they got rope slams. There's other plyometrics or even power exercises that can be incorporated in this type of workout. Round 4 is your 8 total movements or 4 revolutions. And then you're going to have your 20 upper body motion abs, which means your lower body is not moving. And I'm going to guess that John promised Victoria a really nice good breakfast after this because she is in a hurry to get out of here evidently. Got a Speedy Gonzales. I wonder what the prize is. Champagne, mimosas, maybe a little eggs Benedict, some hash browns. Ooh, does that sound good, anybody? Chicken fried steak and eggs. Oh my Lanta. Woo! 20 upper body motion abs. Your lower body is not moving. Again, I use the word sit-up so much. There's just so many different body and leg positions, even though it's the same motion. Toe touches, right? You keep your legs up, or you can even just have the one leg up, right? Your lower body is not moving. At the gym, you've got jackknives, which is a tool. You need a load above you that you can pull down. Okay? If you want to put a rope over your garage rails and have a weight on the other side. Don't tell your husband because he's going to be fixing the garage later on. Or for the guys, don't tell your wife because she won't be able to leave the house later on. Round 5, 4 total stiff-legged rows or 2 revolutions. And then you're going to be on your 20 hip motion abs. Remember, I'm using the word abs today versus Monday and yesterday we did abs core with our scissors and runners and swimmers and windshield wipers, blah, 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 blah. Today, I just want to focus on the formal ab, rectus abdominis, concentric contraction. So V-ups, reverse crunches, hanging abs are probably going to be the only things you could do, right? Because you need more tools. However, you can do slow scissors if you want to do slow scissors. 20 hip motion abs. And again, I want to use that word pace. You don't have to wait for me. When you get done with your 20 hip motion abs, you're going to do your second set of your obliques, which is 25 each side obliques. Hip dips, the downside is pushing your body up. It's the only pushing oblique exercise. Double lateral leg lifts, pulling. You're moving a lot more load on a double lateral leg lift, about half your body weight, right? You've got side crunches, laying on your back. Knees go to one side. That's a mobility, flexibility exercise on your hips and spine. Good activation. Standing obliques. We've done those before. TikToks, we call them. At the gym, you've got your hyperextension obliques. You've got your rotation obliques on the cables. And again, you can do that at home. You just need like a resistance band tied to the wall. Or again, go make your spouse hold the band while you do your rotations, which would look like that. You just need that tension over here. 25 right and 25 left on your obliques for the second time today. Not your last time today. Take a big deep breath when you get done. Please stretch. Please focus. Please get some water. Remember, it's a little lower intensity compared to yesterday. We dialed it up big time yesterday. And if you need to be done, awesome. Have a wonderful day. You're balanced. You've done a lot of work. For those that more often than not work out with me, we're going to do a little bit more. We're not done yet. So I'm going to start talking about the next circuit. It's okay if you're not there. Lunge curls. We've done lunge curls. And if you need to do squat curls because you can't do lunge curls, cool. I'm going to show you a couple ways to get through this. However, I call it pro bono curls, right? We've done this so many times. We don't count the curl. You only count revolutions. I'm going to show you in a second. But there can be different rhythms. So when I say 20 lunge curls, I'm referring to 20 total lunges. You can do any lunge. I'll talk about it in a second. But it's lunge and curl. That is one. Whereas the other movements, you counted each movement, right? Sorry, not this circuit. You can do stationary forward lunge. You can do walking forward lunge. You can do stationary reverse lunge. You can do walking reverse lunge. But the formal lunge curl is that you lunge, you hold it, and you curl. I don't want you curling and lunging. That is not what I prefer, and that's just a selfish thing. And if the rhythm needs to change even more, you could do the full lunge, stand tall and curl if you need to, okay? 20 total lunge curls. I really am saying 20 total lunges, and you are curling either on the bottom, held, or on the top when you complete the lunge. 20 total lunge curls. So this circuit is technically a lot more than the last two. When you get done with your 20 lunge curls, you're on your last 20 mobility exercise of the day. And I can't say the last mobility exercise of the year because we just started. 20, you can do standing scissors, standing runners, jack the legs, mobility, breathe, It's a great way to make sure everything is ready to go for the next circuit. That's why we do mobility exercises. But I will put them in the exertion category when you do your exertion circuits. Blah, 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 blah. Round 1, 20 lunge curls, 20 mobility. Round 2, 16 lunge curls is 8 each leg. And again, they're pro bono curls. Stationary forward lunge. You did some earlier on your warm-up as an option. Stationary reverse lunge. Again, you did some earlier on your warm-up. Walking forward and walking reverse does require some space. 16 total steps, 8 each leg. And then preferably you curl when you are held down, but you can, if you need to, do your lunge, stand tall and curl, again, if you need to. Round 2, 16 lunge curls, and then 20 on your agility. High knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, bench taps, mountain climbers, ski hops, 20 revolutions for the most part, right? If it's quick and easy, that's a revolution. If it's, and here's little ones, right? If it's a bigger, slower, harder exercise, it can be reps. But for the most part, agility is revolutions. Quicker, quieter, shorter, sweeter. And take your time. Everybody has a different pace. Round 3, 12 lunge curls. 6 each leg. Slow and steady. Breathe. Lunge curls are mean. We did our squat presses, our stiff-legged rows, lunge curls. Those are your common 2-movement lower body, up body combos. Other ones, my gosh, you have so many squat calves. I entertained warming up with that, but I didn't. We did some calves the other day. That'd be a lower body only. You've got your fly press, which is upper body. You've got your pullover press, upper body. You've got curl press, upper body. Really, you could do any 2-movement exercise, but there's normally a pull and a push, or it's an upper and a lower. Round 3 is your 12 total lunge curls, 6 each leg, 20 on your plyometric, jump squat, split jumps, burpees, skater hops, lateral bench hops, something a little bigger, something a little more powerful. Create power. It will yield displacement of load, and it will probably have some impact. Round 4, again, everybody has different pace. Round 4 is your 8 total lunge curls, 4 each leg. Breathe and focus on your 8 total lunge curls, 4 each leg. And then you're going to do your 20 upper body motion abs for the 3rd and final time. So yeah, we had abs today, we had mobility, agility, plyometrics, 2 movement exercises. You had a nice big warm-up. And today we're actually going to finish off with some stretching. I haven't done that in a while, and that's based on, well, it's January 1st. You did get out of bed and come here for the workout. We've had a big week. So we're going to stretch here in a couple minutes to go into your weekend feeling great. Again, upper body motion abs. Your lower body is not moving. You have so many body positions on a sit-up. You can lay on anything, right? And then your upper body moves on your lower body. Your lower body is not moving. Round 4 is your 8 lunge curls, the 4 each leg, the 20 upper body motion abs. Round 5, remember, some of you might be like, round 5, are you serious? Take your time. Round 5 is 4 lunge curls, 2 each leg, right? We've had these numbers all day. Simple on the brain, challenging on the body. You'll have your 4 lunge curls, 2 each leg, and then your 20 hip motion abs, which means your lower body is moving. Breathe, focus, work. 4 lunge curls, 20 hip motion abs. V-ups, you could be on the ground or bench. Reverse crunches, ground or bench. Hanging abs require a tool, right? Hip motion, and again I'm saying abs, I'm not saying core, right? That's been a very prominent thing this week. And then you'll have the one more set of your obliques, 25 each side on your obliques. Breathe, abs, core. V-ups is a very good exercise. It's not the best ab. You guys have heard this many times. V-ups is flexibility of posterior muscles, mobility of hips and spine, and then a good activation of your anterior muscles, your hips and abs. It's a great gauge for how you're feeling today. Ooh, I feel good. It's a great gauge for how your fitness level is in general. Are you flexible and mobile? It also could be like, oh, I'm a little tired, I'm a little cranky, I didn't sleep good. The V-up might feel harder. So again, it's a good gauge, a good measurable. After your 4 total lunge curls, 2 each leg, you have the 20 hip motion abs, and then you're on your 25 each side obliques for the last time today. And then if you want to join me on a nice good stretch, it's not going to hurt you. We formally haven't done it in quite a while, actually. I ask you guys to do it all the time, but my gut says it doesn't happen very much unless I give it to you. 25 each side obliques. Remember, that's the side of your body per se. Hip dips, side crunches, double lateral leg lifts, standing loaded obliques, hyperextension obliques, rotational obliques. That requires a tool. 25 each side. When you are done, get your space ready. The stretching routine is about 5 to 6 minutes. But I've always said it, if you have time and energy, you know what, running a mile at the end of the workout, burning 100 calories at the end of the workout, having some sort of measurable for cardio for 8 to 10 minutes at the end of the workout, right now your body will never be more efficient. Your body is ready to burn some calories, burn some fat, and of course, get rid of all those toxins that you've just put in your body via lactic acid and carbon dioxide and wine and cheese, right? So you can go burn those things up if you have the tools, the time, the energy. And if you want to join me on the stretch, even better. We're going to work on elongating our muscles. And again, right now is the best time to do it. Your muscles have been used. When you're ready, I can't label it a hurdler stretch because my left leg isn't behind me. You do have your hamstring stretch. Here's the kicker. When we stretch, it's longer. It's lengthening. It's not just, okay, switch. We're looking at about 25 to 30 seconds. You got to scroll to page 6 on Google, right? Get past the fad stuff. 15 seconds isn't long enough. I want you to lengthen your hamstrings. And I'm going to breathe as you do this. If you can't breathe, we've got a problem, right? You're either tight upper body, right? Or you're working too hard to reach. You don't need to reach, just take your time. 25 to 30 seconds, light, long. I'm stretching my right hamstring. And yeah, you're getting some lower back too. And you'll switch to that left side again. Long, light stretch, reach. Don't be in a hurry to get there. There's no prize. John is making eggs Benedict, though I found out he's going to go home and make us some great food. Thanks, John. Super pumped about that. Personally, if I could go to breakfast right now, I would go get some chicken fried steak and eggs. And I'd grab myself a nice bacon Bloody Mary. I'm not going to lie. If you've ever been to George's down in Kirkland, you can get both of those options. After you've done both hamstrings, we're going to go right leg over left, and you're going to look over your right right shoulder, your left arm is on your right leg, and I want you to reach and breathe and look over that right shoulder. Breathe. It's a right hip, right back, right glute stretch. You can even say a little bit of your glute minimus and medius and your vastus lateralis. There's a bunch of outer lateral muscles. You got spine rotation. And remember, breathe. If you can't breathe, you're exerting too hard. Cool off. Again, 20, 25, 30 seconds. You're reaching and looking way over that right shoulder. And again, take your time. So right leg over left leg over right. I grew up with these being called beauty queens. I don't really know if there's other names for them, but that's what we call them in all the sports growing up. When you get that left leg over right, again, take your time on the switch. Left leg over right, right arm on leg. Look way over your left shoulder. You got your spine rotation, so you're stretching your lats and traps. You got your glute on the left hip, your vastus lateralis on the left leg. And breathe. Light, long, rotational stretch. And again, good job for getting out of bed today, 9 a.m. on a New Year's Day. We're going to be laying down. Here's the kicker, and I see this all the time. People grab their leg and they push it down. I want you to grab under your thigh, under your knee, and I want you to pull that leg up. You can straighten that leg a little bit. However, I don't want your hamstrings. I'm looking for your hamstring origin, your glutes, your posterior hips. So you're pulling that leg up. If you can straighten your leg, awesome, but that gets more hamstrings. I'm looking for the upper hamstring origin, your glutes, and your posterior hip. Again, light, long, you're pulling that leg up to your body. You're not pushing it into your body. That down leg stays down. You'll get your other anterior hip. And actually your groin, this is stretching my down leg groin muscle, which is really hard to stretch. So keep that down leg down. When you're ready, pull that leg across your body. Keep your body square to your ceiling. You might get a couple adjustments in your hips and spine. And you're going to breathe. Again, let it relax. Don't force the issue. You got your glute minimus, medius, your posterior hips, your lats, your traps. Woo. Take a couple slow, deep breaths. When you already get out of it, slowly get out of it. Don't exert and tighten up and use all those muscles you just stretched. That's the idea. Let them relax. You'll then get that other leg, right? You're going to grab under the other leg. You're going to pull it up to your body. Keep that down leg down. So you're going to get your hip flexors and your groin. And again, if you are able to straighten the up leg, cool. But I'm looking for your up leg posterior hips and glutes. A little lower back. Your down leg, hip flexors and groin. Light, long, breathing, pulling that leg up. And of course, when you're ready, you'll slowly bring it across your body. Take a couple deep breaths. Spine rotation. You got your lats, your lower back, posterior hips, your lateral legs. And again, if you did Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, today, that was one heck of a good week. Slowly come out of it when you're ready. Don't exert and use all those things you just stretched. And we have one more thing to do. You'll be on your knees if that's comfortable. You don't have to be on your knees. We're going to stretch the anterior hips. Your feet width or leg width does matter. If you're too narrow, you just get your quad origin. And if you're too wide, you don't get your hips. So find your width, your base, but you got to stay square to something. So if you do move your leg, you're staying square to it. And you're going to push that hip forward. This, elbows on knees, is not stretching. You got to be tall, and you're going to push that hip forward. And if it's uncomfortable on your knees, you don't have to be on your knees, but again, it turns into a little bit more of a quad stretch. Your sartorius is a hip flexor and a knee extensor. You're going to use that more. Light, long, good posture. Take a couple deep breaths. You're literally almost done. It's a nice, short, sweet workout today. Give you lots of energy going into your weekend. You're going to switch to that other leg. Remember, your hip flexors, they kind of look like your hands. So you have 5 of them, and you have a bunch of different small body positions. So make sure you work on your feet or your leg with your foundation, but you got to stay square to something if you're going to make those changes. You want to push the hip forward, stay really tall, and then a couple deep breaths. And then you can take your right hand and put it over your left shoulder and pat yourself on the back. See that? And then you can get your left hand and you grab your keys. And then your right hand can wave goodbye to your trainer. And then your left hand can go on your steering wheel and drive to QFC and go get me a coffee. Good job, you guys. Again, today was a little less intense. That was the ultimate idea. Yesterday was very intense, and this week was just a ton of lifting. Have a good Friday. Happy New Year. If you need anything, please let me know, and I'll see you Monday. Happy New Year, Chris. Adios, Julie. Have a good day, please.